What is up, guys? Torrey Drake, Denver Realtor, and welcome to a Things to Know, Places to Go Castle Rock edition. Now, if you're new to my Things to Know, Places to Go video series, welcome. This is where I give you the breakdown of all the communities in Denver and surrounding Denver, give you all the things I think you should know about the area, then I give you my favorite places to go in the form of my favorite coffee shop, food spot, and fun local thing to do that you can do in that area. So you'll know everything you need to know about the area and hit up some fun, cool local spots. Now, full disclosure, I am actually not in Castle Rock right now. I had to leave. I got a bunch of great B-roll, so don't worry, you're gonna see tons of Castle Rock if you're not familiar with it. However, a storm started to roll in, got really windy, so I had to leave. I'm in Crestmore Park in South Denver right now. As you can see, super duper pretty. By the way, if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Torrey Drake. Once again, I'm a local Denver realtor. That means I love Denver, I love Colorado, I love Denverites, but I'd love to help you with any real estate needs if you have any. My contact information is in the description. And of course, please consider liking and subscribing because that would be really, really freaking cool. Let's go ahead. Before we get to things to know, let's jump into where the heck is Castle Rock and what would it mean to live there. You are located south of Denver, basically smack dab in the middle of Denver and Colorado Springs. So you're about 30 to 40 minutes away from Denver and 30 to 40 minutes away from Colorado Springs. 25 is the highway that you take to get to either one. And so you're between two major hubs, which is great because Castle Rock has a ton to offer. Denver obviously has a ton to offer, and the Springs, Colorado Springs, has a ton to offer. So you're essentially located to access all of that. One of my favorite things about Castle Rock is it's basically the embodiment of what people think of when they think Colorado. Open spaces, bigger homes that aren't so crammed together for the most part, lots of mountains, parks, trails, hiking, fitness, activity. There's so much to love about Castle Rock that so many people, when they're moving to Colorado for all those reasons, like, hey, we want parks, we want nature, we want open space, we don't want to feel so cramped, we want more affordable housing. Castle Rock is a big place I point them to if they don't need to be in Denver, of course. So if you find yourself wanting those things out of and move to Colorado, you don't need to be in Denver. Denver, once again, super awesome, amazing. But if you don't love the idea of being in a city, Castle Rock is a really, really cool place because you get Colorado lifestyle on steroids, and it's more affordable. Well, that covers the location of Castle Rock. Let's jump into things to know. Thing to know number one is that it is growing rapidly. It's a lot smaller than Denver. It's smaller than Colorado Springs, but still growing rapidly. However, because of the rolling hills, a lot of rolling hills in Castle Rock, you don't feel the population nearly as much as you would somewhere where it's more flat because it's broken up by so many hills. That's nice. The negative side of that, I've heard from people who live there, is they can start to feel a cramped, like you're surrounded by mountains, and it can start to feel a little claustrophobic. I don't think I'd feel that way living there, but that's entirely up to you. Things to know number two, it's shopping and dining galore. There's a lot of restaurant options, both big chains and local restaurants, breweries, coffee shops. There's so many cool places to go eat and drink and shop and have fun. So if that's your vibe or you want that nearby, the good news, it's gonna be there for you. For example, you have the Castle Rock Outlet Shopping Mall, which is an outdoor shopping mall. Right, if you're coming south from Denver, right off 25 is the Castle Rock Outlet Mall. Brings a lot of people, a lot of cool shopping. There's some high-end stores there, some, more everyday brands, but overall some really cool outlets there. Restaurants are there as well. And the nice thing is it doesn't bring a ton of traffic into Castle Rock because, like I said, it's one of the first places you'll hit coming from Denver. So anyone who's coming from Denver, they can hit that without really getting into Castle Rock, do their shopping and leave, and it doesn't congest like the downtown Castle Rock area, unless they all decide to go to some of the breweries down there or walk around. But like I said, people that come in to shop and they go back to Denver, and it doesn't affect your living in Castle Rock really, which is nice. Thing to know number three, there is a huge surplus of outdoor activity. So once again, if you're looking for that, Castle Rock has it in abundance. There's tons of hiking trails to go on. There's a lot of just outdoor facilities that have sports fields, zip lines. For example, Philip S. Miller is a 300-acre basically playground that has all sorts of kids playgrounds, but adult playgrounds in the form of zip lines, obstacle courses like up in the air where you're hooked into a cord. They have an outdoor amphitheater. They do live events, live concerts. They have what's called the mini incline, which is this staircase that people can go run on, and you basically run up and try not to die. So there's so much physical activity, fun physical activity, things to do, outdoor events going on in Castle Rock. Things to know number four, public transportation is not great throughout Castle Rock. The light rail, if you're hoping to take like a light rail into downtown Denver, the light rail stops at Lone Lone Tree, which is just a little bit above Castle Rock. So if you're looking to take the light rail, you need to drive to Lone Tree, maybe 10 minutes away, 5-10 minutes away from Castle Rock, park, get on the light rail, and then, you know, take it into Denver and then reverse that order coming back home. So public transportation in Castle Rock, I wouldn't rely on that. Number 5 is that 25 can freeze over during winter, and that it can be shut down. You have to take other roads and back roads to Denver or the Springs, which can elongate your drive time exponentially, especially if everyone's doing that. This doesn't happen often. This is not like a yearly thing or every winter thing. It's just on extreme cold times. It does happen, but it's not super frequent. Also, on top of that, Castle Rock, as you can imagine, is a popular place to live if you are working in Denver or the Springs, but don't want to actually live in those places. So morning commutes can get a little bit trafficy and intense if you're living in Castle Rock and commuting to those areas. By the way, if you are taking notes and trying to find the community that you want to be in Denver, good news, I did all that work for you. I compiled all of my things to know and places to go into a convenient ebook/PDF that you can download for free. The link is in the YouTube description below. Thing to know number 6 is that 25 cuts right through Castle Rock. This could be both a pro and a con, because the pro is you have super easy access to 25 to get to Denver or the Springs, wherever you want to go. So that's convenient and great. Awesome. The negative side of that could be the freeway noise. If you are, going to restaurants or, places right off of 25, right off the freeway, or shopping for homes off the freeway, there's a lot of homes that you can hear 25. Probably not inside the home, most likely not. However, outside, definitely. Walking around, definitely. Obviously, of course, there's tons of spots in Castle Rock you won't hear. There's also tons of spots that you will. That being said, Castle Rock developers have done a good job of keeping the shopping centers closer to the freeway and the homes further away from it. Thing to know number 7, let's talk about schools for a moment. Douglas County School District services Castle Rock. Cherry Creek School District is generally considered one of the most highly rated school districts in the area. Douglas County School District, which once again services Castle Rock, basically sits right behind them. It's a very good school district. I wouldn't say it's great. There's some laws about what I can and can't say as a realtor about schools. So generally, I would just reaffirm that schools are good, not great. If you want more information, check out, to do some research, check out greatschools.org. There's a lot of websites that review school districts, so do that. Number 8, there is a ton of new construction going on here. There's a lot of new communities being built, model homes being built. Because there's so much open space, there's a lot of development going on, and because there's so many mountains nearby and rolling hills, a lot of those communities are just super gorgeous. By the way, if you weren't aware, I do a crazy amount of new construction home tours. I have a whole playlist that I organize it in. I think it's just called New Construction Home Tours. So check that playlist out. Tons of model homes that you can walk through. And the great thing about those tours is that it doesn't matter if you watch the video a day after I posted it or 5 years, because those are model homes that builders are building. So that exact one I walked through, let's say model 2282 from KB Homes, yeah, that exact one I walked through might not be available, but still watch the video, because if you like it, they are very likely taking that same model home and building in different communities somewhat nearby potentially. So definitely check those out. And I also do community tours just like this one on new construction communities, and I have a playlist for that too. I think it's just called, once again, New Construction Community. I don't know what it's called. Go to my playlist. It'll be really obvious when you read the name, and you can check those out. Last thing to know number 8 is that this is more of a realtor thing, but a lot of clients who are moving here who want to move to Boulder but can't quite afford it, or want to move to Boulder but they're like, we're really hesitant to pay those prices. I'll usually ask them, well, what's drawing you to Boulder? And they'll state a lot of, Colorado lifestyle reasons. Proximity to mountains, open space, not so crammed together. And a lot of times I point them to Castle Rock. I'm like, you can get all those things in Castle Rock for significantly cheaper. And I've had a lot of people go that route. They're like, we want Boulder, and then they check out Castle Rock and they're like, wow, this is really, really cool. So Castle Rock is definitely an amazing place to check out. Also, 2 big points I bring up about Boulder and Castle Rock in those comparisons, aside from everything I just covered with it being more affordable and all that good stuff, is number 1, Boulder is pretty small, which for some people is great. Castle Rock is bigger. You have more options for dining and shopping. And number 2 is that Boulder is a college town. That comes with some pros and cons for a lot of families or people who want to raise kids. That might not be your pros, but it might be great to go to Castle Rock because you don't have a college town. Well, that covers things to know about Castle Rock. Let's jump into places to go. Once again, my favorite coffee spot, food spot, fun local thing to do. Coffee I don't know how to say the name of this. I've probably just coffee. It's COF33, so it's coffee spelled with 2 3s. Really cool coffee shop, and the reason I'm sending you there, number one, great coffee. Number two, it's gonna take you right to the downtown area of Castle Rock, so you can get your coffee and then just go walking and see what the downtown Castle Rock area is like, how you like it. You'll be able to see the big old mountain that they call Castle Rock, so that's nice, and you just get a feel for that town. So definitely check out coffee. It has a really cool aesthetic, and the coffee is great. So let's say you start your day off in Castle Rock, you go to coffee to get an awesome cup of coffee, you walk around downtown. You can also check out the Great Divide, which is a Colorado brewery right in that downtown area. Grab a beer, hit some shops, have some fun. But now, noon strikes and you are hungry, you want some food, where do you go? I'm gonna send you somewhere outside of the downtown area to help you explore Castle Rock and send you to what I think I'm pronouncing right as La Loma. I've been there a couple times. I always forget to ask the pronunciation, but it's a local Colorado restaurant that opened its first location in Denver and the second in Castle Rock. It's a little bit on the pricier side, but super worth it because you have incredible views and the aesthetic itself is lively and trendy. They've got exposed brick, wood accents, super large stained glass windows, and expansive views of the Castle Rock area. So not only gonna, broaden your horizon, check it out more of Castle Rock, but you get a really, really pretty view. I will say I don't love its location just because it's in like more the commercial area. I think it would do really, really well being removed from that. But once again, overall, it's a 6 spot. So that covers coffee, food. What is your fun local thing to do? It is most definitely Philip S. Miller Park. I covered it before. Let's talk about it more a little bit. It's a 300-acre outdoor, once again, playground for both adults, kids, everybody in between. They have, like I said, outdoor obstacle courses, zip lines, hiking trails, those crazy staircases to run up and down to get your workout in, and so much more. It is a wonderful place to spend a day, so definitely check that place out. My friends, that concludes Things to Know, Places to Go, Castle Rock Edition. Like I said, my name is Torrey Drake. I'm a local Denver realtor. Castle Rock is an area that I've done a lot of work in. I've helped clients buy homes as south as Pueblo, so if you're looking in Castle Rock, Denver, the greater Denver area, I'd be so happy to help you. I love making these videos. I love Denver. I love Coloradans, and I would love to help you with any real estate needs you have, if you have any. My contact information is in the description, and please consider liking the video and subscribing if you liked the video, because then that tells YouTube, hey, this video doesn't suck, and subscribing is just helping me a lot, so I'd appreciate that. Once again, guys, Torrey Drake, Denver Realtor. I'll see you on the next one.